Soulja Boy. Just, what's wrong with this guy? His name keeps coming up in video games news because this guy has been trying to sell his own consoles, which have basically been knockoffs. And now there's this whole thing with Atari going on, which I'll get to in a bit. But for those who didn't watch my previous video on this from way back, chronicling what happened, back in 2018, December of 2018, Soulja Boy announced that he'd be selling a console that many figured out very quickly was basically an overpriced emulator, a knockoff that just emulates games that have not been licensed in any way, shape, or form. And so we started to see a number of outlets covering this. Some of the products included Soulja Boy or Soulja Game console and Soulja Game handheld. For those wondering what those look like, this is the handheld right here. This is the console. It's basically a ripoff of the PlayStation controller combined with, I don't know, Xbox One S aesthetics. It's not a good look. It's very clearly just him taking existing products that already knocked off something else and then knocking that off and rebranding it as his own. Beyond that, Soulja Boy introduced these Game Boy ripoffs, so knockoffs of knockoffs yet again on December 18th of 2018. And Soulja Boy claimed that legally he was in the clear. For anyone who thinks that Nintendo's gonna sue me, you're stupid. But of course, eventually he was forced to take down all of the products. Soulja Boy's iffy consoles have already been pulled to the surprise of no one. It goes without saying that companies like Nintendo were none too pleased. Nintendo in particular, I mean, they're going around taking down ROM websites. What did Soulja Boy think was going to happen by messing around with Nintendo licenses? I mean, this was a foregone conclusion. On December 29th of 2018, he sort of admitted defeat by saying, "I had to boss up, I didn't have a choice." Yeah, because what you were doing was literally not legal. But it didn't stop there. Soulja Boy continued to insist that he was going to bring out his own game console. At one point back in January 2019, Soulja Boy promised that Fortnite would be coming to whatever his next gaming console would be. Epic immediately called him out and denied any sort of partnership with Soulja Boy. Then a month later, on February 2019, Soulja Boy tried to return to the business of selling consoles or knockoffs of knockoffs by launching a new website called Soulja Boy Electronics. Surprising no one, that didn't last long either. Now keep in mind that for a period of time, these products were up for pre-order and there were those who did actually order and spend money on these consoles for some insane reason. And on March of 2019, it was reported that those who did order these consoles have yet to receive an update on when they'll be receiving the products that they bought. 4 months later, fans are still waiting for their Soulja Boy products and nothing on refunds, no word on that. Now after 2019, we didn't hear from Soulja Boy and his game console endeavors for a while, but then on February of 2021, he tweeted this: "Building a new console from scratch, all new design, all new games, all new deals, let's make history." A few days later, on February of 2021, this is what he announced: a console that still looks like a knockoff of an Xbox One S alongside a controller that's very clearly a knockoff of PlayStation's DualShock controllers. It goes without saying that endeavor certainly didn't last long either. The Instagram post where this was announced has since been deleted, which finally brings us to today's main story. As if it wasn't bad enough that Soulja Boy was illicitly trying to sell knockoff consoles of knockoffs and implementing emulation without the licenses that allows him to sell the games, Soulja Boy is now claiming that he owns the company Atari. This is not a joke. This is not an out-of-season April Fool's joke. This is the Instagram live stream clip where he made the announcement, so let's check it out.
They signed me to a deal to Atari. Big shout out to Atari, the whole staff. I'm about to revamp the company. We're going to take Atari to the next level. Everybody go follow at Atari. I am now the owner of Atari. I own the video game company Atari. Ha ha. They was real proud of me and what I did with the Soulja Boy game console. You know what I'm saying? I blew Soulja Boy game up. We about to sell the company for like, was it 100 I think I'm gonna get 140 million. I'm gonna get like I'm finna get $140 million from Soulja Boy game. So Atari reached out and I just signed a deal with Atari. I signed 2 deals with Atari. I'm the owner. The first rapper to own a video game company. Follow at Atari.
So that's pretty much the gist of it. So he claims that 1, he owns Atari, and 2, that there are plans to sell the company for $140 million. Pretty sure Atari at this stage is nowhere near worth that much. Not to mention that owning Atari isn't something to be proud of unless you're actually a competent businessman who is able to reignite this failing gaming business, which is obviously the furthest description from Soulja Boy based on his track record and behavior. But Atari even came out and straight up denied this claim that Soulja Boy now owns Atari by tweeting, "We know that CEO of Atari is a dream job, but that honor belongs to Wade Rosen." Half of this statement is true. The CEO is indeed Wade Rosen. CEO of Atari being a dream job, well, that's a bit more questionable. Atari's focus as of late has been the furthest thing from gaming. They've been trying to get into the casino business, into the crypto business, into the hotels business, and into the NFTs business. Now, they did launch the VCS console that ended up being a piss-poor excuse of an Atari console product. It was this Linux-based PC, basically, disguised in the shell of an Atari console, and the price point was way expensive for what it offered. It was basically an underpowered Linux PC rather than a proper console that they're putting all of their efforts on to support it with first-party games and whatnot. Whatever Atari is now, it's only Atari in name. What's on the inside is some undead entity wearing an Atari skin suit. Now, it didn't take long for Soulja Boy to lose his shit after Atari denied Soulja Boy's claims that he owns Atari. Now, I am gonna have to bleep out quite a bit of this expletive-ridden video. Just keep that in mind. But yeah, check out Soulja Boy ranting about how pissed he is that Atari won't acknowledge his ownership of the company that isn't actually his. Here we go.
First of all, Atari. Second of all, I've been making millions from my Soulja Boy game, cause I'm minding my own business. Atari, y'all called me and said y'all wanted me to revamp y'all company. Y'all know what the I meant when I said I'm owning Atari. Atari is a public traded company. Can't no one man own it. So first of all, Atari, eat 'em. Don't call my phone no more asking me to help y'all promote dead ass video game company when nobody talk about no Atari before yesterday. So Atari suck a everybody at Atari eat a and I still got the money. Y'all talking about I'm finna show them contract that y'all sent me, this contract talking about 1 million shares, talking about all this weak Atari. I'm rich off Soulja Boy game. Hold the up. Let me show you this contract they sent me. Boom. They got a deal right there. 1 million Atari, 1 million Atari, all this Atari. Matter of fact, this contract, Atari. Don't call me no more. Don't attach my name to y'all name. And I still got the money. Y'all sent me 2 contracts. Y'all said y'all wanted me to bring y'all company back because y'all was proud of what I did with Soulja Boy game. Here go the contract right here from Atari, 1 million. So you know what? Atari, rip the contract up, rip the deal up, suck my Everybody follow at Soulja Boy game. Y'all getting exposed. What that say right there? Soulja Boy, 1 million. I got receipts on everything I do. That say 1 million, Atari, 1 million. And y'all call me y'all. I was not thinking about no Atari. Don't call me no more. Leave me alone.
Okay, so let's unravel that real quick. Now, if we zoom in on this contract, you'll notice that what's actually being offered isn't Atari shares, but rather Atari tokens, which I believe pertains to their attempt at the cryptocurrency business. And if you look at the bolded letters, it reads right here, cooperation and marketing services. So from what I can see here, this seems to be payments in Atari tokens for marketing on the part of Soulja Boy. That's what this contract stipulates. It's got nothing to do with shares or ownership of the company, nothing of the sort. Now, the fact that Soulja Boy got paid in Atari tokens, the fact that that's the payment method that Atari went with, is already, it's hilarious and also really shady in its own right. And the fact that Soulja Boy accepted payment in the form of Atari tokens really indicates just how completely oblivious he's about, well, anything really, but especially about this specific contract, what it actually stipulates. He doesn't even read Atari tokens here. He keeps claiming these are Atari shares, and I don't know how he came to the conclusion that he's going to sell this company for $140 million, but the man is clearly deluded and needs a lot of help. These two are a match made in heaven. Soulja Boy was stupid enough to accept payment in a failing cryptocurrency and think that this contract in any way, shape, or form indicated that he'd own Atari and that he could sell it for $140 million. And Atari was stupid enough to engage in any sort of contractual, formal agreement and partnership with Soulja Boy, of all disreputable people. And if you scroll down to the comments, you can see that Soulja Boy is being heavily ridiculed. Dude got paid in shitcoins and thought he owned the company. Poor dude thought they paid him like $10 million in company shares when Atari really only gave him like $600,000 in their failed version of Bitcoin. He's trying to front like a marketing agreement made him owner of the company. Like, you can't make this stuff up. But the bottom line remains, no, ladies and gentlemen, Soulja Boy does not, in fact, own Atari, and he is not, in fact, selling the company that he doesn't own for $140 million. Oh, but it doesn't end there. You know how Soulja Boy has been trying to release his own game console for a while? He's back at it again in 2021. He tweeted out on August 23rd, Soulja Boy, game out now. Thanks for all the orders and support. This is literally just a couple hours before I started recording this video. And surprise, surprise, this isn't some unique console. It isn't a unique design. Someone in the response already pointed out how you could get this console for a fraction of the price at AliExpress. Clicking on this image, you'll see that it's literally just this console, the Pow Kitty. Like, there's literally no difference in design. It's a carbon copy knockoff of this product. I believe what's being sold here on AliExpress is a knockoff of the Retroid Pocket console, which I don't actually know if this is a knockoff or something. I don't know where the original version starts and where the knockoff ends anymore. But the price is listed on the AliExpress version of this console is somewhere in the ballpark of 70 euros, and the Retroid Pocket 2 is priced at roughly $80. Now, want to know how much the Soulja Boy version goes for? The TRDR Pocket 4G goes for a very reasonable $300. That is the price of a Nintendo Switch or an Xbox Series S. $300 for this knockoff of a knockoff. Oh, but let's not dismiss it. What about its incredible features? The new TRDR Pocket 4G comes with a whopping 32 gigabytes of storage. The dazzling 3.5-inch touchscreen brings gaming to life. Powered by Android, it includes all of your favorite entertainment apps like Netflix, Spotify, and Apple Music right out of the box, plus all of the social networking apps you could... And then it cuts off. There's no mention of games in here at all, is one thing worth noting. I don't know if this console even comes with games included, like the Retroid Pocket 2 here, which actively advertises that there is an emulator built in for a number of classic consoles. Does this one even come with emulators? Does it come with any ROMs? Maybe Soulja Boy decided not to include licensed games as to not draw legal backlash and legal scrutiny from companies like Nintendo. Regardless, $300 for this is an obvious ripoff. You can get other versions, other knockoffs of this for far cheaper if you're really invested in this form factor and in this hardware. It shouldn't come as a surprise that backlash and ridicule against Soulja Boy for this so-called new console was immediate, and Soulja Boy clapped back by saying no matter how badly someone treats you, you never drop down to their level. Remain calm, stay strong, and walk away, says the man who went on an expletive-ridden, delusional rant against Atari just because Atari denied claims that their company was owned by somebody who didn't in fact own their company. Says the man who shortly after responded to someone who tweeted next time deliver quality products and mind your language towards women by responding with this. And when that same Twitter user pointed out how this is just a knockoff of the Retroid Pocket 2, Soulja Boy clapped back by saying it's just a shell, a case, it's not the same technology on the inside. Stay mad. That seems highly doubtful, but even if that's true, little doubt that the capabilities between the knockoff of a knockoff and the knockoff are not all that different. Look, I'm all for individuals having dreams and wanting to pursue endeavors like releasing their own game console. That's all well and good, but if you're doing it in the form of what is a very blatant scam, if you're gonna be this passionless and lazy about developing a new product that you're gonna charge customers money for, and I don't even think that Soulja Boy actually cares about gaming, and I don't think he has any sort of passion whatsoever for making game consoles. He just wants to get in on a get-rich-quick scheme, a really, really stupid one at that, then yeah, you deserve all of the backlash you're getting, especially when you've attempted the same scam over and over and over again. When is this gonna stop? I don't know, but it's gonna be equally ridiculous and just as embarrassing for Soulja Boy every single time. And when you're so freaking stupid and ignorant that you can't tell the difference between shares and cryptocurrencies, when you're spouting nonsense about company ownership over a contract that nowhere in it stipulated any such thing, yeah, that's when you achieve the status of clown. Except as far as Soulja Boy goes, he's not just the clown, he's the whole frickin' circus. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is everything you need to know about the latest developments surrounding Soulja Boy, and this is one man's take. Let me know in the comments below what your thoughts and opinions are on everything. And to be further updated on all things gaming news, reviews, and discussions, stay tuned right here on Young Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Young out.